Okay, you guys, good morning. Happy Tuesday. I just wanted to get on here. Um, what's sad? And when I sit here and I think about, um, intertwining yourself with someone, um, most most people, but exclusively men, will never be able to have a whole relationship with a woman due to their ego. Their ego is what's literally blocking them from having access to women. Their ego, you guys. Their ego, their pride, their lust, their lack of accountability, like all of it. All of this, men, is going to keep you from having a relationship or having access to a woman. And until you men let that go, you let all of these things go that is literally restricting you from access from a woman, you're never gonna have a relationship with a woman. I was just sitting here thinking about that, you know, and it's sad that we're at this place, but I just don't get what part these guys don't get. You know, it's sad, and like I told you, ladies, it's it's dangerous dating a man out here who is ego driven. It's very dangerous, ladies. It's very dangerous to date a man who has no emotional intelligence. It's very dangerous to date a man who's leading by lust and pride and gluttony. It's very dangerous to date a man who cannot emotionally regulate himself. It is extremely dangerous to date a man who has no guidance, he has no clarity, he has no vision for the future. It's extremely dangerous to date a man like this. It is extremely dangerous to date a man who refuses to take accountability for what he has done and for what he's continuing to do. Um, I don't know any sane woman out here who is actually out here legitimately dating under this climate. And I say that just due to everything that's been going on, literally in the world against women. You unfortunately you still have women out here trying to pursue and date men. You guys scare me. You scare me a lot. You scare me a lot. Where are things gonna go for women like myself? Um, or a woman who chooses to get to this place of sovereignty, or just a complete position of choosing herself and choosing peace. I'm going to continue on this path, you guys. My journey and what I'm led to do is to continue on in peace, to continue on in healing and self love and pouring back into myself, and choosing a path of more independency and sovereignty. That is where my path is going. Um, that's where it's going. That's what my spirit wants. It is not to be entangled into the things that society keeps expecting. Like I told you guys, I don't follow these gender roles of, men have to do this and women have to do that. I don't follow this patriarchal nonsense like I keep telling you guys. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand what sovereignty looks like. They don't understand when a woman chooses to get to this place. It's not coming from a place of bitterness. It's not coming from a place of hate. It's not coming from a place of any of those things. Literally a woman choosing herself and choosing what is right for her at the time. Tracy Unplugged did a live on yesterday, and she talked about how more and more women were choosing to be single by choice, and more and more women were waking up. And what I have to say to that situation is, things are definitely shifting out here for women pertaining to dating. And, I know that a lot of men are at this place too of being done with dating. Um, and I think everybody has to do what makes them happy in the moment and at the time. And we have to really think about the future of our lives. My journey has always been alone, you guys. It's never been lonely, but it's always been a solo walk. And I'm at a place where I am ready to start connecting. I'm ready to start connecting with women who are also on this sovereignty, path and journey. I'm ready to start connecting with women like that because it's going to be beneficial for networking and support. But at the end of the day, um, it's going to take some adjusting for a lot of people, especially when you tell individuals that you're single by choice. A lot of people cannot comprehend that. They can't accept that there are people out here, including yourself, if you were to tell them this, that you're single by choice. They have a very, very hard time accepting that. And I really wish people would stop equaling single them to loneliness, because I promise you, I'm definitely not lonely. I'm definitely not isolated. Um, I am in groups with individuals who are like minded, and I am around people all the time online who are like minded. And I am looking to kind of branch out into meeting, you know, these like minded people in person if they're in my area. But to sit here and to say that someone is going to be lonely because they're choosing to intentionally be single is far fetched. Um, I think with everything going on in the world, uh, I mean, being single may not be a bad thing, especially with all the femicide that's been going on, and DV that's been going on, and homicide that's been going on, and just how crazy society is getting. And I told you guys that during the pandemic, I think that really, really messed up a lot of people. What the hell was that? Oh my God, that was so weird. That was so weird. I, I anyways, I just think it's going to be important that we understand that there are, a lot of people that have gone crazy since the pandemic. I came across a video yesterday on TikTok, literally a guy talking about, you know, three of the main reasons why people choose to be single. Sometime later today, I'm going to put that video up on here because when I really think about getting involved in a relationship with someone, I I know for a fact that it is a lot of work. It is a lot of work to intertwine yourself in a relationship with someone. And it's a huge commitment, and it's something that I don't want to do. Not that I have an issue with commitment, it's just that I absolutely love being single. Okay. I love being, liberated from what society is saying or deeming that this is the only path to happiness. I absolutely love my freedom. I love my independence. I love my healing and growth aspects. And I absolutely love um, being able to do the things that I love and enjoying doing these things and being happy. And my happiness is not determined by another human being in a relationship. It's not. I really do not want to be intertwining myself out here with people and having to keep starting over and over and over and over and over again every time I meet someone. Like, it's just the fact. In the video, this guy was talking about how people are just out here dating, and they're not dating intentionally. They're just dating. They're just dating for the moment. They're just dating to get their needs met. They're just dating um for whatever selfish reason that they're. He explained it really, really well what's going on out here. And I 110% agree with him, because dating has become trash. And it is not really worth it to date. And then when you get on the internet and you're sitting here watching people share their stories and share their relationship horrors and share their marriage drama and trauma, who wants to sign up for that? And that's what I said yesterday. All of you who get up on the internet and you talk about your husbands and you talk about your boyfriends and you talk about how it is to be a stay-at-home wife and a stay-at-home mother, you're literally telling people who are child-free and single to stay single and child-free. You're literally telling single women like myself that it is not worth it getting out here dating. And what's crazy is I see married women getting on the internet talking about their relationships and things like that with men. And it is so crazy that, you know, you guys are in relationships with men and you're married and stuff, and you're telling single women don't get married. So what are people supposed to do who hear that? They're going to take your advice and they're going to apply it. And they're realizing that once again, there's no benefit. Um, and it's not even about, oh, there's still good men out. It's not even about that. I just think women are just at a point where the system has to go. It has to go. The system has to go. The system has to go. And unfortunately, when you are toxic and you are a man and you're bringing that into a system, it typically does not end well for you. And I'm the type of person, like, all of that toxic masculinity that you men love bringing to women, and all of this lack of accountability and all of this ego and pride and lust and things like that. And if there's too much of that, it has to go. And I'm just kind of like overturn the whole entire system because it's become toxic. And that's what the patriarchal system has become. It it's become toxic. And women are not signing up for that, men. So women who are going a different direction here, self-preservation would be the number one factor why these women are going their own way, or why women are going for B, and why women are going sovereignty. Whatever label you want to put on this, Because I had somebody tell me that 4B women are similar to men going their own way. No, 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 no. There is no similarity. Men who were allegedly a part of that movement and saying that they were going their own way legitimately did not go their own way, because they still want access to women, even though they're saying they're going their own way. No, you're not going your own way. You know, you're still bothering and harassing women and things like that. Women who are choosing to be sovereignty or be going their own way, they're just not out here. They're not out here. They're not looking for relationships or anything with a man. It is complete rejection. And I wouldn't say of men, it's complete rejection of the whole entire system. Men who go their own way, that's a rejection of women. Women who are going for be on the sovereignty path, they're not rejecting men as a whole. We're rejecting the whole entire patriarchal system. And I want to be clear that men going their own way and women going their own way, or 4B or sovereignty, is not the same thing. Men who go their own way, they're rejecting women as a whole. Women who are going 4B and so on, they're rejecting the whole entire patriarchal system. And I want there to be an understanding. That's why women like me don't care if you are a good man or not. It's not you we're looking at. It's the system that you have been benefiting from that we have a problem with. Because that equality is not on both sides. It's not on both sides. For most women want equality. Meanwhile, some of us knows that you should never hold this much power. And you should never have this much leverage over women. That's my position. That it is not in natural order for you men to be leading women anywhere. And it's not. And it's not. And you've rewritten and changed accustomed that. It's not. So no, women who are choosing to go this route, we're not rejecting you men as a whole. We're rejecting the system that you have been benefiting from, that's been keeping women beneath you. That's where the problem is coming into play. But tell it to you men, you're gonna just sit up here and say, well, you're just rejecting the 20% of men. No, I don't know where you guys are getting these statistics from. It's not even 20% of the men. I would have to say it's less than 15% of what I would deem to be good men. And even if it was 20% or 15% or whatever, it's still not going to change the fact that there's just not enough good men for women to have access to, who carry these things that women are looking for in a mate if they were out here dating, such as emotional intelligence, et cetera, et cetera. And that's what you men are not understanding. What you're expecting women to do is just settle for you in your low T mediocrity, and women who are telling you, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that for you or any other man to appease this system. So no, it's not about women rejecting you men. It's about women rejecting this system, especially the ones who are going for it. And I told you guys, the system does not hold men accountable. It does not. It gives men a pass, and it gives men the right to continue to do what they want to do without any consequences. And right now, what we're seeing is the consequences of the actions of these men who have chosen to participate in the system and mistreat and harm women. Hence why we see the male loneliness epidemic and why we see so many women opting out. And no, it has nothing to do with Trump. It has nothing to do with Kamala Harris. It has everything to do with the actions and the behaviors of you men. And even if you men remotely changed and you did what you needed to do to be a great person, it's still not going to change the fact that women are done. it's still not going to change the fact that, women are opting out and things like that. It's still not going to change anything, men. Even if 70 or 60 or 50% of you did the work in healing and etc. to become a better person for women to have access to, it's still not going to change the fact that there are women who are still going to opt out. Because there are some women out here who do not validate their happiness through relationships. And there are some women who are legitimately not interested in dating or getting married or having children, etc. I just think that you guys are going to have to get adjusted to these shifts that are happening. And I think right now, a lot of people are not taking it well because it's going against their beliefs and what society has told them. And it's going to take some time to unprogram. It's going to take some time to unprogram. And a lot of people are not going to be willing to do that unprogramming because it requires them to actually do the work and the healing and to be able to do that. And, I honestly think, men, the damage is too far gone. I think the damage is too far gone. I think it's too far gone. I think it's too far done. I just think it's too far gone, you guys. And this is why we're seeing all of this opting out. I just think it's too far gone. I just know that it's too far done here. And this between men and women, I believe it's just irreplaceable at this point. It's irredeemable at this point because there's so much trauma involved with women under the system. And I think the women are done. And I think there's a limitation of what people can deal with and what they can tolerate and accept. And I think women have reached their peak. They reached their peak. They reached their end point, and there's just nothing that can be done from this. So I just wanted to get on here and share this, that men have some serious work that they need to do. And I'm not just talking about just going to go get therapy. They really, really need to be to themselves for long periods of time and really work on themselves collectively. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. And these men have a lot of work that they need to do, and it involves healing inner childhood stuff and childhood traumas. And a lot of men are not going to be willing to do that type of work because then that requires them to take accountability that most of them are not going to be able to do, nor are they going to be wanting or willing to do. They'll just continuously keep blaming women for why they're crappy people. So let me know what you guys think. I'm going to get off of here. I have meditation to do. Um, my body is really holding a lot of, toxic energy, negative energy with everything that's been going on. So I need to do some inner work healing and releasing. And I can literally feel the stress in my body, you guys. I can feel it in my hands and my shoulders and my back and my feet. I can literally feel the stress. And I will be doing some meditation today and the rest of the week. to release and to purge my body of this toxic energy. You guys take care, be safe, keep your head on a swivel, be cautious, and self love yourself.